People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. Love is all, it gives all, and it takes all. Personality is only ripe when a man has made the truth his own. Most men pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that they hurry past it. Our life always expresses the result of our dominant thoughts. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. Life has its own hidden forces which you can only discover by living. There is nothing with which every man is so afraid as getting to know how enormously much he is capable of doing and becoming. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. If I am capable of grasping God objectively, I do not believe, but precisely because I cannot do this, I must believe. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them not understanding me. Love does not alter the beloved, it alters itself. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Patience is necessary, and one cannot reap immediately where one has sown. The highest and most beautiful things in life are not to be heard about, nor read about, nor seen, but, if one will, are to be lived. The tyrant dies, and his rule is over. The martyr dies, and his rule begins. It seems essential, in relationships and all tasks, that we concentrate only on what is most significant and important. A man who as a physical being is always turned toward the outside, thinking that his happiness lies outside him, finally turns inward and discovers that the source is within him. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. To be human is to live with faith and doubt, joy and despair, love and hate. Truth is a trap. You cannot get it without it getting you. You cannot get the truth by capturing it, only by being captured. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. The greatest hazard of all, losing one's self, can occur very quietly in the world, as if it were nothing at all. No other loss can occur so quietly. Any other loss, an arm, a leg, $5, a wife, etc., is sure to be noticed. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. The truth is a snare. You cannot have it without being caught. You cannot have the truth in such a way that you catch it, but only in such a way that it catches you. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily. To not dare is to lose oneself. To be a teacher in the right sense is to be a learner. I am not a teacher, only a fellow traveler of whom you ask the way. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. The self-assured believer is a greater sinner in the eyes of God than the troubled disbeliever. What labels me negates me. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. The only antidote to despair is not to take oneself seriously. I'm grateful for the moments shared in discourse. May our paths cross again in the fullness of time.